Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Jared Powley's Fragrance Reviews. Tonight we're going to be looking at a masterpiece from the house of Yves Saint Laurent. This fragrance is known as Rive Gauche pour Homme, which came out in 2003. This is a vintage bottle. This is the tinny or aluminum barbershop pull bottle, which is very famous. But this fragrance was discontinued several years after 2003, but then was re-released by Yves Saint Laurent in part of a classic line that had 4 fragrances. One of them was Rive Gauche, the other one was M7, there was Yves Saint Laurent Pour Homme, and Yves Saint Laurent Jazz. So this vintage bottle is considerably different, in my opinion, than the re-release. This has much more power and depth, and it has, I would say, with a lot of the older fragrances or first formulations, it has more of a masculine flair to it. So for me, this fragrance is one of contradictions in the sense that it is luxurious but primitive at the same time. And I'm going to go through these contradictions as I proceed. But this is a stunning barbershop scent that is now getting impossible to find. I was very fortunate to get this many years ago at a very reasonable price when it was still obtainable, but now it's getting almost next to impossible. This is a very aromatic but extremely wearable scent, and it is very sexy for a barbershop fragrance, which is often rare. But I do not necessarily think this would be a fragrance that women would be crazy over. So I'm just going to give it a spray in the back of my hand. So initially, you get this very green, herb-like scent that is sharp and gives your nostrils a bit of a burn for about 20-30 seconds, but then it starts to smooth out. It's more aromatic, very fresh, but it's dirty but sweet at the same time. It's antiseptic but smells natural, and these are some of the contradictions I'm talking about. And it's interesting because you get the best of both worlds. You get the like a very broad spectrum in this fragrance, where sometimes you pick it up, like I said, being antiseptic, very clean, then it's kind of green and natural, and then other times it's kind of dirty, or, and I wouldn't say skanky, but it's dirty with kind of more of a rugged appearance. I would say that as it dries down, it becomes smoother, but it's rugged. It has this barbershop metallic scent to it, and I pick up some licorice that makes it a little bit sweet and slightly spicy. Later on, the barbershop scent continues. It's smoother and I think a little bit creamier. It's still green, but it always has this underlying barbershop kind of clean scent to it that never really goes away. And that's the underlying note of this fragrance. The underlying accords is the barbershop effect. As advertised, the top notes are star anise, rosemary, and bergamot. The mid notes are lavender, geranium, cloves, and coumarin. The base notes are patchouli, oak moss, guaiac wood, and vetiver. So my final thoughts in this fragrance, the only criticism I have is it has moderate projection, and I'm not sure if this is a type of fragrance that you want to really project loudly. I think it's one that you want a moderate scent bubble, maybe arm's length. The longevity was 5 to 6 hours. I thought I was going to get a little bit more, and it does pull somewhat closer to the skin after maybe 3 or 4 hours. But even if I smell it a couple minutes after I sprayed it, it has a very I wouldn't say that it's more of a skin scent, but it is not. It just doesn't have this huge push or projection. It's very limited, the sillage, and I think people have to get closer to you to pick it up. But this fragrance is so clean, it's so fresh, has so much re-energizing effects to it that I think it could be a signature scent that you can just constantly reapply. That's the one thing about this fragrance. You can reapply it continually without the scent really changing or oversaturating your skin. But to purchase this fragrance, the vintage, it is going to be very expensive, and you must judge the deal you're getting, who you're buying it from, and if you want to spend that kind of money. Nevertheless, this is an awesome fragrance that will be eternal, and it's instantly recognizable when you smell it. Some people compare it to Azzaro Pour Homme 1978, but I think this is distinctively its own accords, its own scent. So, I mean, there may be some similarities, but this is a fantastic fragrance that is, I would say, is groundbreaking in the sense that it is more of like a kind of a sexy, wearable, not overly soapy barbershop fragrance. It's a modern take on a barbershop fragrance that is extremely appealing to the masses. So if you have any comments or any questions or any experiences with this fragrance, leave them down below. I will always get back to you. And if you like this video, hit the like button, subscribe button, and notification bell. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.